It was in Platt Park, which is in South Denver, kind of by Denver University, in the Sushi Den, kind of a little shishi kind of neighborhood where my recording studio is. And we had a session. We were doing a meditation CD, and we were trying to do one of the tracks is like a pure drum track, and we were all loaded in about 8:30, and we got going, and by the time we're set up and had a few tracks down, we took a break, and it was about time to go, about 10:30, and there's like 4 or 5 cars in the alley. It was in the alley right off of Logan Street, which is one of the main streets. But in the alley, it's kind of quiet, and there's like 4 or 5 of our cars back there. So they'd gone out to take a smoke break, and I walked out there. I didn't really notice anything because there's so many cars. I don't know if it was, I think my car was still there at that time, but then when we left about 10:30 at night, and I noticed everybody's cars, people started driving off, and then I kind of looked up and thought, where's my car? So my car was gone, and me and the engineer were kind of looking at each other, scratching our heads. I thought maybe my wife had taken it, or my daughter was, clowning around and maybe drove around the block, but it just seemed surreal. So, once I called her, she said, no, I didn't take it. I didn't take the Jeep. And, we realized that it had been stolen. So we called the police, and officer came out and took a report, asked me some questions. It wasn't so much the emotion that initially happened. It was the process and the inconvenience of not having the car and having to, borrow cars from my mother-in-law and have to drive my wife where she needed to go, then take our car. And that was kind of the part where I was really getting angry. And first I wasn't that mad. I thought it's only a car, it's only a possession, so we'll work it out. We have insurance. But the inconvenience of it was definitely the part that got to me the most. It was kind of shock and dismay, disbelief, because in the area, Platt Park, it's a pretty nice area of Denver. There's not a lot of gang activity. There's not a lot of tagging. It's not the place you think that your car is going to get stolen. So I was in shock. I didn't really believe it at first, and just kind of felt I couldn't believe it. It was just complete dismay. So that was the feeling I had. They did actually recover the car, yes. It was recovered a couple of days later, and it had been involved in 2 different accidents. The bumpers were both had been torn off or ripped off by the accidents. There was some tagging in the car from the kids who stole the car. The car was toast. I mean, the transmission was basically, it didn't work anymore. The tranny did not work. The bumpers were ripped off. Lots of dings and scratches and nicks, and I'd heard that they were chasing some friends of theirs and like kind of bumping them from some people we know that are kind of associated with these guys that took the car. I think they stole it because it was the opportunity, the crime of opportunity. It was the easiest thing. Like now I know that the Jeep Grand Cherokees and the Hondas are the 2 most highly sought after for car thieves because they're easy to get and they're easily, you can sell them on the chop shops or whatever. I wouldn't describe it as easy. Yeah, I would describe it as kind of cumbersome and red tape bureaucracy. You have to talk to different people, and people, they want you to talk to other people, and it's very in depth. So, I've learned that Hondas and Grand Cherokees are very often stolen. They're targeted by car thieves. You always want to lock your car. Don't put any valuables or anything in plain sight. iPods, electronics, laptops, obviously wallets and stuff like that. And try to park it in a area where there are people and it's not such a quiet. Like in the alley, it's kind of a dark alley. You can get back there and nobody really can see you. So it's kind of a good opportunity to not be seen and to steal something.